What if I told you that there's a free, highly effective tool that can help you find winning product? What exactly? I'm talking about Google Trends. Today, I'll show you how to use it to find winning products for your store. Google Trends is a free Google tool that shows how search trends change over time by country and by category. The tool has 3 sections. Home is where you type in keywords and see how search interest in them has changed over time. Explore is the section that allows you to go deeper. You can filter by country, time period, and search type, including web search, image search, news search, Google Shopping, or YouTube search. The YouTube filter, for example, is useful because it shows whether people are searching for video content around that product or niche. If they are, that's a good sign that you should be planning posts, reviews, or ads. And finally, there's the Trending Now section. This section shows what's spiking in searches right now in a specific country, broken down by category. It's not always the best place for deep product research, but it can help you notice sudden surges early. Now, let's go deeper and I'll let you in on some useful tips. Let's begin with setting your target country. The default region in Google Trends is worldwide, and you need to change that before you start pulling data. Why? Because global data can blur your results. You could get the idea that your product is unwanted because interest peaked in another country 2 years ago. In your target country, demand might be growing right now, but you could very well not notice it on the global scale. So, click the region dropdown and choose the country you're selling to at the settings. The US, the UK, Germany, or wherever your customers are. Tip number 2. Now that you've picked the right country and settings, don't rush to judge the product by the score you get. Look at the shape of the chart first. The interest score in Google Trends is relative. It's not absolute. A score of 100 doesn't mean 100,000 searches. It shows peak interest for that term during the selected time period. Treat it like a percentage where 100 is 100%, meaning interest in that term is peaking. But the number alone doesn't tell you much. Look at the shape of the graph. A gradual climb over several months usually points to steady growing demand. A sharp spike followed by a crash usually points toward a fleeting fad. It might work for a short campaign, but it's risky to build a whole store around that. A flat line with almost no movement means there may not be enough demand there to work with. Take a hydrogen water bottle, for example. The graph shows steady demand with seasonal bumps. Those are healthy indicators. Now, compare that to the term fidget spinner. There you have one huge spike, then a collapse. Charts show the difference in seconds. Once the main chart for search terms around a product looks promising, scroll lower to find more specific product ideas. On any Google Trends result page, there's a section down below called Commonly Searched Queries. This section is divided into 2 parts. On the left, you'll see top queries. These are the terms that already get the most searches related to your keyword. That's useful, but it mostly shows what's already popular. On the right, you'll see rising queries. These are the searches that are starting to grow, but the high demand for them hasn't become obvious yet. So, the usual rule of thumb is the following. First, search a broad niche like home, fitness, pet care, or kitchen or gadgets, and then look at the rising section to find more specific product ideas. If a query shows the label breakout, take a close look at that. That means that the term's grown by more than 5,000% in a very short period of time. This is one of the fastest ways to find rising products before they get overdone and the market gets overcrowded. By the way, once you understand what people are searching for, you can go 2 different routes. One is the traditional drop shipping route, and another one is digital products. For example, a rising trend around home fitness can mean more than just gym equipment and fitness gear. It can mean workout PDFs, training guides, meal plans, and other digital products. It's the same demand, but it's just a different product type. Sellvia has ready-made digital products across niches like these. So once you see demand there, you can match it with a digital product without creating one yourself. The link is in the description. After you find a product with demand, you need to nail down the exact place where that demand is strongest. If you're selling to the US and running paid ads, scroll down to the map section. Google Trends breaks interest down by state. A product that looks average nationally might have much stronger interest in specific regions. That information can help you decide where to focus your Facebook or Google ads. For example, let's search for portable air conditioner. Nationally, the demand might look moderate, but if you check the map, you'll notice interest is much higher in southern and southwestern states during spring and summer. So, for example, it makes a lot of sense to target for Texas and Arizona in April. This kind of approach gives your budget a better chance because you won't be spending it just guessing blindly on where to show your ads. Speaking about seasonal products, being early matters more than being perfect. Seasonal products have a window. If you start late, then by the time your ads are running, the market may already be crowded. That's why you should always use last year's Google Trends data to find when interest started climbing. If certain trends had already peaked and started to wane by this time last year, you're probably already too late right now. Time range to the previous year. Find the start of the upward curve, then count back 6 to 8 weeks. That gives you a better idea on when to start selling for this year. Christmas products, summer gear, Halloween items, back to school products. The ramp up is often predictable, but Google Trends makes that timing much easier to see. Google Trends lets you compare up to 5 search terms on the same graph. So if you're choosing between several product ideas, don't just guess, compare them. Gold jewelry versus silver jewelry, yoga mat versus resistance bands, air fryer versus pressure cooker. You'll see which trend is growing, which one flatlines, and which one has stable demand all year long. This also works for choosing a niche. Compare 2 niche directions. Look at the long-term pattern and see which one has steadier demand before you build your store around it. 2 minutes of comparison can save you weeks of guessing. Google Trends won't tell you everything, and it can't make decisions for you, but it will help you see the bigger picture. And that research, it takes less than 10 minutes per product. For e-commerce, that's time well spent. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. Subscribe for more practical store building videos, and I'll catch you on the next one.